Jahan's being impatient,
Oh yeah.
and my response to him, my only option to respond to him is, I've noticed you keep stressing out our need to hurry. Why are you so pressed for time?
I can tell you if you wish, but you'd have to listen to the tale of my life, because
Honestly.
my future, such as it is rooted deeply into my history.
He says, I can tell you if you
I
wish,
can
but
see
you'd
it.
have to listen
I
to
can
the
see
tale.
it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Tell me more about the history, Jahan.
I really
So I
don't care,
shall.
Jahan, mate.
Why don't you start
Once
at the
upon a
beginning?
time, I was a king in a land of beauty to the east. A land of tigers and slender towers, of deserts and forests, of sun and all the world's wealth. I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have killed his own brother if I promised to take his daughter's hand in marriage. But I refused their incessant implorations. I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also a self-delusory one, if I weren't. And so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, whereas the queen's throne remained empty but for the court's cats that would nap the afternoons away upon its velvet cushions. But then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom. She was a poetess and a storyteller. People flocked to her, listened to her every word as if receiving mantras from the divines. I invited her to my palace, and soon our days, our nights, our love and our lives intertwined. Hiraka. How I miss her still. Miss the brilliance of her mind that was both as sparkling and as unbreakable as the diamonds that adorned her body.
When I say,
Oh, and how I miss her body. 1,000 artists I could have commanded, show me beauty. But she would have effortlessly surpassed their every endeavor, and curving her lips into a smile, make them break their sculptures in tearful impotence. And yet, true happiness, that commodity more precious and even more fleeting than the dominion of kings, sang to us like the nightingale, only to depart come the dawn of our first year's unity. A malady overtook me, and I began to wither. It was an unparalleled horror. Scores of physicians flocked to my bedside. They traveled from realms across the seas, hoping to cure the mighty Jahan, undo the gloom that had befallen the land, and mere vultures that they were, to be paid handsomely for their efforts. But none of their potions took effect. Their salves seared, but did not soothe my fading flesh. Like a ghoul I looked, unburied yet risen from the grave. In futile anger I struck my mirror, but broke my brittle fingers only, not its ever-mocking surface. That, Hunter, is a tale for later. I realize I haven't answered your initial question yet. Why it is that I chase time like a lioness its prey. But we'll get to that part later, should time permit.
Jahan, I need you to leave the party.
Said
that. After he opens up.
By all means, if you're in the mood for such a dark tale.
I don't give a fuck about
Is a
Jahan.
tale for later.
Okay,
I
that's
realize
it.
I haven't good.
He's
No use in
He
standing
hasn't
about.
told us the whole story. I didn't expect him to be such a softie with women. Now me and you need to talk about Jahan.
these damn
Go
birds
on.
won't fetch more than a pittance.
Look, this guy's
Who would
fucking
have
annoying.
thought it? Jahan, an all-powerful king, stricken by a horrid plague, the memory of which plagues him still.
Number one. It's my hypochondriac.
He's all right now, isn't he? Me Methinks I spy a hypochondriac.
It's got twice the sense and thrice the soul of the average human, I say.
And then some. For someone enjoying so much love and wealth, he does make a great big fuss about being a bit under the weather.
Just banging the shit out of the guy. You big pussy.
Oh, mate,
You
that's
water
too bad.
mages.